off! You just shut the fuck up! You okay?
That was Australian reporter Lauren Thomasy getting shot at with rubber bullets by the militarized police in Los Angeles. Just 2 days ago, the LAPD had put out a statement on Saturday saying that the protests were peaceful, they were under control, that a combination of LAPD combined with the LA sheriffs had everything where it needed to be. But then Donald Trump decided to escalate things. Donald Trump declared war on the United States. He activated the National Guard, as you now know, and federalized the National Guard unlawfully, I might add, under a statute that did not provide Donald Trump with the ability to do so. And then he sent the National Guard as a federalized unit against the people of Los Angeles. And Donald Trump tried to provoke this from the outset, really beginning on Friday, but it's been a long time coming. You know, he's been doing these ICE raids, and they've been focusing not on criminals or gangbangers or people who are doing bad things. They're going to hardworking Latino communities. They're going to courtrooms. They're going into factories. They're going into neighborhoods and ripping families apart. They're going into the Home Depot parking lots. It is shameful, shameful behavior. But Donald Trump wanted to provoke a situation where he could send in the military. And so he started with the National Guard, federalizing it unlawfully. There's a lawsuit that is going to be filed today by Governor Gavin Newsom. He's stated that. And then we got this message from the U.S. Northern Command involving the Marines. Donald Trump putting the Marines on duty and preparing the Marines to attack people in California. This is horrific that I even have to say that sentence, but let me just read for you so you hear it directly from U.S. Northern Command, U.S. Northcom statement regarding protection of federal property and personnel in the Los Angeles area. It says, from Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado, by direction of Secretary of Defense and in coordination with U.S. Northern Command, approximately 2,000 California Army National Guard soldiers have been placed under federal command and control in a Title X status to support the protection of federal personnel and federal property in the greater Los Angeles area. Here's the part I want you to focus on as well, because you knew that other part. Additionally, approximately 500 Marines from 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines at 29 Palms, California, are in a prepare to deploy status should they be necessary to augment and support the Department of Defense's protection of federal property and personnel effects. U.S. Northcom will provide more information as units are identified and deployed. And again, I want you to read this news release from LAPD, June 7th, 2025, Los Angeles Police Department statement regarding today's peaceful protest. Today, demonstrations across the city of Los Angeles remain peaceful, and we commend all those who exercise their First Amendment rights responsibly. The Los Angeles Police Department appreciate the cooperation of organizers, participants, and community partners who helped ensure public safety throughout the day. And most of these protests were indeed peaceful until Trump escalated things and he took it outside of the province of California and LAPD and the LA sheriffs, and he started declaring war on America. That's what Trump did as he prepares for his military parade on June 14th, where he's going to do the Kim Jong-un dictator thing. We already see the tanks rolling into D.C. It's horrific. Let me just share with you. This is what the protest looked like for most of the day before Trump's escalation. Here, play this clip. And then you can see what happens when the escalation takes place. You can see them, the police and others pushing the group back in a violent nature. Take a look here.
And you talk about this as they're pushing people away and there's close in proximity. You can see them pushing this group back and some of the violent nature as you can see them throwing different things. And again, one more time, viewer discretion is advised right now watching this unfold. These clash between anti-ICE demonstrators and local law enforcement on the ground in Los Angeles.
Then they had less than lethal weapons being deployed against the protesters. Play this clip.
They need that. I'm sorry. They had moved them back. The vehicles are in. What is the need to fire this?
Not clear from what I saw.
I want to make sure, Kyung, I'm just going to ask Kyung because she's in the midst of it. Kyung, what sparked them? First of all, are you getting peppered yourself? Are you feeling this? Because that smoke is insidious. It'll...
And here you can see the National Guardsmen carrying a long stick known as a MOC method, a method of control method, carrying a lethal rifle. Here they are. Play this clip.
Spray painting, you can see some of this. This entire block appears to be tagged. But take a look at these officers. These are soldiers, rather. You can see there's about maybe 25 of them standing here in quite a display of a show of force. And each of these soldiers, if Mike, you can zoom in a little bit, they're each carrying a long stick and a rifle. Each one of them is carrying a rifle. It appears to be a lethal rifle. We don't know what the status of those weapons are, but they certainly are here with their uniforms on and an incredible show of force. Armored vehicles also positioned outside of the Metropolitan Detention Center. So,
and then you saw the right-wing propaganda just start to flood the zone. They were showing images from 2020, like this photo from, it was a video. I'm not going to play the video because it's false. But all the right wing was posting this video. They would say, if I hear one more leftist shill in mainstream media utter the words peaceful protest, I'll throw up. And as California Governor Gavin Newsom said, you're showing an image from 2020. That's not happening right now. You have over here Donald Trump making posts like this last night. Paid insurrectionists! Exclamation point. Posts like this. Governor Gavin Newsom and Mayor Bass should apologize to the people of Los Angeles for the absolutely horrible job that they have done. And this now includes the ongoing LA riots. These are not protesters. They are troublemakers and insurrectionists. Remember, no masks. Donald Trump is saying that he's outlawing masks, that if anybody wears a mask to a protest, that will be deemed a violation of the law and that ICE or the National Guard should go after them. Donald Trump posted this: a once great American city, Los Angeles, has been invaded and occupied by illegal aliens and criminals. Now violent insurrectionist mobs are swarming and attacking our federal agents to try and stop our deportation operations. But these lawless riots only strengthen our resolve. I am directing the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and Attorney General Pam Bondi, in coordination with all of the relevant departments and agencies, to take all such action as necessary to liberate Los Angeles from the migrant invasion and put an end to these migrant riots. Order will be restored, the illegals will be expelled, and Los Angeles will be set free. Thank you for your attention to this matter! Exclamation point. And again, I want to be very clear about this inflammatory language intentionally crafted to escalate. Liberate Los Angeles. What makes Los Angeles great, as someone who lives in Los Angeles, is our diversity. Our Los Angeles population is made up of immigrants. We have a huge Hispanic population here in Los Angeles, and we're proud of that here in Los Angeles. I heard lots of people say, who are you going to try to liberate us from? Are you going to try to liberate us from ourselves? When I say this as someone who's going to get personal with you, someone who's married to someone who's first generation Mexican, whose family crossed the border and came here to start their American dream and became citizens here. My daughter's name is Jimena and carries an incredible Mexican tradition from Guadalajara right here to Los Angeles. So don't you dare say you're trying to liberate us. Stop using that disgusting language of a pathetic tyrant, you piece of shit. I'm sorry, I'm not going to hold back how I feel about these authoritarians who are screwing up our country, who think they're all these tough guys. But we, the people, are going to show all of you peacefully, and I say peacefully is the most important, that you are never going to try to destroy what the American dream is all about. How dare you? How dare you? I'm sorry for my language right there. Sometimes it just gets me so damn angry. Governor Gavin Newsom posted the following: joined LAPD HQ and LASD HQ, this was last night, and state emergency officials in LA as we respond to protests provoked by chaos from Washington. We're here to keep the peace, not play into Trump's political games. And I want to reiterate that message. Don't play into Trump's games. Don't be violent. Stay peaceful. Peaceful protests are okay. I encourage peaceful protests, and I please from my platform here, please don't get violent. You're just playing into Trump's hand. I mean that. Do not. Let me show you what Governor Newsom said last night. I thought this was an incredible interview he did with MSNBC. He calls Trump's takeover of the National Guard an illegal act and says he will sue. Play this clip.
Look, Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight. He's exacerbated the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this fire ever since he announced he was taking over the National Guard. An illegal act, an immoral act, an unconstitutional act, and we're going to test that theory with a lawsuit tomorrow.
Well, I was going to ask you that. Sorry to interrupt you, but Governor, so that's news. If you're going to sue the administration, tell me a little bit about it. Give us a preview of this lawsuit.
Well, under his executive order, it specifically notes, and under what the DOD did, is they had to coordinate with the governor of the state. They never coordinate with the governor of the state. I've worked with the National Guard. We've deployed the National Guard. We did 3,000+ folks have been doing logistics work and fire recovery work, and they're fighting the fires, the rattlesnake teams. We did the same back in George Floyd. We have no problem working collaboratively in a mutual aid system with local law enforcement, but there's a protocol, there's a process. He didn't care about that. And the worst part, he completely...
Here, Governor Newsom talks about how Trump lied. He said that he was going to make everything safe. He made things worse. The protests were peaceful. Trump provoked this. Play this clip.
Law enforcement, but there's a protocol, there's a process. He didn't care about that. And the worst part, he completely lied. He said in a tweet that everything's now safe, everything's fine. Is that the case, Mr. Trump? He said because he deployed the National Guard. The Guard hadn't even been deployed when he said this. It's Orwellian. Simply lying to people. Unconstitutional, illegal act. His mess, we're trying to clean it up.
And here's perhaps my favorite line, where Gavin Newsom looks at Tom Homan, or points to Tom Homan, who says, I'm gonna arrest you. You know, Tom Homan, the borders are idiot. I'm gonna arrest Gavin Newsom. Tom Homan. That's my impression of Tom Homan. And Gavin Newsom says, come here, tough guy. Come here, tough guy. Just do it. Get it over with. Here, play this clip.
Homan, the borders are said to me yesterday, he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his words. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn, but I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop, and we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
Powerful, powerful stuff. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Donald Trump provoked this. Donald Trump escalated this. Donald Trump will not destroy our American dream. We're in this together, folks. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
New Meidas merch drop. Check out the latest pro-democracy sticker packs, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, and more. All at store.MeidasTouch.com.